Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Cotterill Court on the campus of Colgate University for today's Patriot League Network telecast of Colgate Volleyball. Today, Patriot League action as the Colgate Raiders take on the Holy Cross Crusaders here on a chilly day in Hamilton, New York. The Raiders 13-8 overall, 7-4 in the Patriot League. Holy Cross 6-16 and 5-6 in the Patriot League. The Raiders dropping a Friday night match last night to the Army Black Knights here at Cotterill Court. Army prevailing 3-1, but the bigger loss for Colgate, the loss of top hitter Kathleen Harris. Harris not dressed today, has a walking boot on her left foot, so she will not be in there for Colgate for some time. So the Raiders will go on without their top hitter Kathleen Harris, looking to try and keep a top four spot in the Patriot League standings, again after last night's 3-1 loss to Army here at Cotterill Court. Colgate will start with the serve, and Jackie Macy, the junior center, will get things going for Colgate in the maroon tops with silver numbers. Holy Cross counters in the silver tops with white numbers. The Crusaders 6-16, 5-6 in the Patriot League. Holy Cross won the first match of the season between these two out in Worcester 3-2, and the first hit of the match there for Natalie Welch of Holy Cross. Now a big swing for Colgate, and scoring for the Raiders is Katie Stebbins. The starters for Colgate: Alana Simpson, Brooke Shoupright-Knoop, Jackie Macy, Diane Seeley, Noelle Kennebeck. Madison McAndrew is the libero. She's in the white jersey for Colgate. And the Raiders will stay with the serve of Jackie Macy after the kill from Stebbins. Shinzero with an attack for Holy Cross. The Raiders again looking to set up Stebbins with a punch over the net. Good backline dig for Colgate. Getting in there was Simpson. Long rally here, second point of the match. A little long on the hit, but there was contact, and Mandy Sifferlin, the kill for Holy Cross, her 255th of the season. Sifferlin has done it all for the Crusaders this year now, 255 kills, 29 service aces, 190 digs, and 41 block assists. Swing at the net by Noelle Kennebeck, blocked. Colgate looking to get the ball over in the standing attack by Brooke Shoupright-Knoop. Blocked at the net, and Holy Cross goes up 2-1. The starters for Holy Cross: Mullen, Stokes, Welch, Gould, Shinzero, and Sifferlin. Emily Pop, the libero, in the white jersey for the Crusaders. And the line attack for Alana Simpson goes out of bounds, and a point for the Crusaders, now up 3-1. Early going, Holy Cross hitting .250, 4 attacks already, while Colgate hitting -167. Again, the Raiders without Kathleen Harris, and a kill for Colgate. Brooke Shoupright-Knoop blasting the ball off the Holy Cross block at the net, and that will cut it to a 1-point lead. Colgate on the season 13-8, had a 5-match home winning streak broken last night by Army. The Black Knights, though, still find themselves a half game behind the Raiders in the Patriot League standings, and the slide attack for Mary Mullen goes long, but a point to Holy Cross on a Colgate violation. And the score is 4-2 Holy Cross. And serving for the Crusaders, MC Magner. Holy Cross struggling, 1-4 in its last 5, 3-5 in the month of October. The Holy Cross, the fresher of the two teams, did not play last night, whereas of course Colgate played Army. Soft touch over the net, and a point for Colgate. Second kill for Katie Stebbins in the match for the Raiders. Diane Seeley rotates back and up front for Colgate. She's the Raiders' current top active hitter with 183 kills on the season. The senior from Harvard Westlake out of California. Sifferlin the attempted attack, and Seeley ready at the net for Colgate. 53rd block assist of the season for Diane Seeley, and what a senior campaign she's having. So we're all square, 4 apiece here. Opening set, Madison McAndrew is the libero serving for Colgate, and she'll dial up a service ace. The Raiders had 10 service errors last night in the loss to Army. Another serve here for McAndrews. Sifferlin attacking from behind the line, just barely gets the ball over. Good set by McAndrews, and the big swing and kill for Katie Fauntleroy. Colgate, a very young club, graduated a talented senior class from last season. A club that won 22 games and nearly went to the NCAA tournament. These Colgate upperclassmen have been to the conference tournament have been deep into the conference tournament before, so they know what it takes to win. And Diane Seeley with a kill for Colgate. At one point, Holy Cross was up 4-2. It's a 5-0 run for the Raiders. Colgate all of a sudden now hitting 300, 10 attacks, 5 kills, 2 errors. Sifferlin, another chance for Holy Cross. The Crusaders continuing to set her up. And there, she beats Madison McAndrews to get the Crusaders finally back into the score column. The match earlier this year in Worcester, Holy Cross won 3-2. The Crusaders jumped on top 2-0, then dropped sets 3 and 4 before prevailing ultimately in the fifth set, 15-10. And Katie Stebbins, her third kill of the match right there. 8-5 the score for Colgate right now. In that ultimate fifth set in Worcester, Holy Cross 9 kills, 1 error, 17 total attacks, a near 500 hitting percentage. Colgate, after that weekend where it lost to both Army and Holy Cross, then rattled off a 7-1 stretch before last night. 8-5 the score, Colgate leading. Attack of the net by Mary Mullen is blocked. McAndrews, good play to keep the ball alive there, but Colgate one too many hits and a point to Holy Cross. Looking at the league standings, you've got American right now in the Catbird seat at 10-0, Lehigh 10-2, then Navy 8-3. Colgate currently in fourth at 7-4, trying to hang on to that fourth and final league playoff spot. Set here at the net, the soft touch over, and a beautiful play by Katie Fauntleroy of the Raiders. Quick look at the Colgate stats. Stebbins 3 kills, Fauntleroy 2. Stebbins 3 kills and 4 total attacks right now, hitting .750. And a back to serve the freshman defensive specialist, Alana Simpson. Serve is long and a point to Holy Cross. Sifferlin already 6 total attacks and nobody else for Holy Cross with more than 1. Hitting percentage first set, Colgate 417, Holy Cross 300. A win today for Colgate would put them a full game ahead of Army in the Patriot League standings, and some miscommunication on the service reception by Colgate, and a point to Holy Cross. The Crusaders last time out losing to Bryant, 1-4 in their last 5, losses to Bryant, Lehigh, Army, and Navy, and Holy Cross with a service error. Very loud, very raucous here at Cotterill Court right now with Colgate here at home, where the Raiders have been dominant this season. Again, first home loss of the year coming last night to the Army Black Knights. Nice little touch over by Natalie Welch, and the unconventional attack dials up a point for the Crusaders. Colgate has played a lot of close matches this year, and we'll suspect that this one will be just as close. Right now, 10-9 Colgate here in the first set. Holy Cross with a serve. Patriot League conference action. Left-handed attack by Kate Riley gets over. Now the set by Pop. Big swing by Welsh. Colgate keeps it alive. Someone will have to put a 50-50 ball over the net. Sifferlin again looked like it was going long. McAndrews dove for it. And Holy Cross is pulled even here, 10-10 in the first set. Colgate first and second sets not the best this year. The Raiders have lost in the first and second set more than they've won, and a service ace for Emily Oliver. Neither team's been able to lead by more than 3 in this opening set. Oliver again serving. Kennebec dug on the kill attempt. Now the setup for Shoupright Canoop. Kill goes over. Holy Cross sends it right back to Colgate. Now the Raiders Keystone Cop style, trying to keep the ball alive. Good long rally here. McAndrews the forearm pass, and Shoupright Canoop the line attack just slides outside the line for Colgate. And Ryan Baker, the Colgate head coach, wants to call a timeout. And Oliver will have the serve coming out of the timeout for the visitors of Worcester. Shoupright Canoop one more time coming from the left side of the attack zone. Shoupright Canoop loses the net battle against Natalie Welsh, the sophomore for the Crusaders. And Welsh grabs her second kill of the match. 13-10, Holy Cross the lead. Crusaders putting forth a good effort here on the road. 5-6 right now in the Patriot League. Line attack from Kate Riley, and the Raiders unfortunately pile up another attack error. Fourth error of the match on Colgate, and Oliver staying with the serve here. McAndrews receives the serve. Kennebec on the setup, dug by the libero Pop. Shuprat Canoop one more time, and this one, a bullet cross-court shot, ends the Holy Cross rally. Colgate led 10-8. Holy Cross's 6-0 rally ended by that last point. So the score is 14-11, Holy Cross leading, and Jackie Macy, Colgate's regular setter, will serve for the Raiders. Macy coming into the day 432 assists. And some discussion over at the scorer's table, checking the rotations for both teams. And now Macy is set to go. Macy very good defensively as well, 176 digs. Sifferlin the attacks, dug though on the back line by Alana Simpson. Emily Pop the libero. Now for Welsh, kept alive by McAndrews. Two-hand touch for the first-year Kennebec over. Welsh again, good sliding defense by Colgate. Now Shuprat Canoop off the top of the block. And Pop, a beautiful right-handed play to keep the ball alive. Another long rally, and these have typified so far this early match. Kennebec partially fans on the spike, and a point to Holy Cross. It looked like Kennebec got caught in an in-between jump there, just simply mistimed it and didn't get her full swing behind the ball. 15-11, Holy Cross the lead. Patriot League volleyball action here from Cotterill Court. Swing by Fauntleroy, gets the ball over. Now the push shot down the line and a power tip for Mandy Sifferlin. Sifferlin against Colgate back in the first match between the two. 19 kills, 4 block assists, 7 digs. She hit .259 and scored 22 points for Holy Cross. And an attack error on Colgate gives yet another point to the Crusaders. Colgate right now struggling at hitting. 6 errors for the Raiders to just 1 for the Crusaders. Macy on the setup, and Kennebec again can't find the back line. And Ryan Baker for the moment has seen enough. He wants to talk it over with his frontline players. Right now, Holy Cross the dominant team, and Emily Pop the sophomore to serve. Came into the day leading Holy Cross with 442 digs. And that is exactly what her job is, to play defense. Macy, big swing by Fauntleroy. Now put over by Kennebec, and the right-handed attack gets a point for Colgate. Check that, Stebbins rather, on that last attack, but it was Kennebec scoring. Now Fauntleroy is in. And heading off on the rotation substitution goes Alana Simpson. Shuprat Canoop serving, and she finds an open spot in the Holy Cross defense, and Colgate trickles within 5. Whatever was said by head coach Ryan Baker in the timeout has clearly worked, as Colgate looks to be a bit different of a team here. Again, Shuprat Canoop, that soft service coming from the jump serve, but a cheeky two-handed attack by Holy Cross senior Hannah Grace Stokes ends Colgate's momentum. Hannah Grace Stokes, one of 2 setters for Holy Cross. The one that's done more of the damage, Katie McKernan, 434 assists. We'll maybe see her later today. McAndrews, a diving effort to keep the serve alive. Now Fauntleroy at the net, right into the Holy Cross block. And at the net, it was Mary Mullen combining with Hannah Grace Stokes on the block assists for the Crusaders. Holy Cross 5 points away from going up 1-0 in this match. And MC Magner the serve. Macy the setup, Shuprat Canoop back line attack. And the power tip down the line for Mandy Sifferlin. 5th kill of the match for the Holy Cross sophomore. Well, this is about as dominant as you can get here. 21-13 the score. Colgate substitution, Shuprat Canup off, and Karina Moncada is in. Rare appearance for the freshman defensive specialist. She'll keep the serve alive. And Katie Fauntleroy the kill. Holy Cross got a little switched up there defensively, and a good job by Fauntleroy to find the opening down the line. Errors, though, still have killed Colgate. 8 attack errors in the first set. Mullen the tip right into the Colgate block, and Diane Seeley ready the middle blocker there. The Raiders, though, have a lot of work to do, down 21-15. Kills dead even 10-10, but it's hitting percentage. That's the difference. Mullen on the slide attack, dug back line by Jackie Macy. And it's Mandy Sifferlin one more time for Holy Cross. Sifferlin 6 points on kills in the first set. She has nearly a third of the Crusaders' points already, and now Sifferlin will serve. That one just a bit long, and a point to Colgate. Still a 6-point bulge for the Crusaders. And in to serve for Colgate will be the freshman Molly Smith. Soft jump serve, Holy Cross ready for it. Mullen on the slide attack and gets it in on the back line. Moncada with a diving effort, couldn't keep the ball alive. And now the Crusaders 2 points away from going up 1-0. Mary Mullen the service for Holy Cross, and it goes into the net. After today, Colgate, 6 league matches left, or make that 4, I should say. The Raiders on the road coming up at Lehigh and Navy next weekend. And then they'll close out the season at home with American and Loyola. 23-17 Holy Cross. Simpson serving for Colgate. And the Raiders win the battle at the net. Kate Riley ready for Colgate. Riley and Seeley both there for the Raiders. Still 5 points. Colgate needs to run these up here. Give block assists on that last play to both Riley and Seeley. Back line attack from Sifferlin. Shuprat Canup will hit here and find a spot on the back line. And all of a sudden, Colgate's nipping at Holy Cross's heels almost. The lead is down to 4. Third kill of the match for Shuprat Canup. Simpson will continue to serve, and Sifferlin, remember, is on the back line for Holy Cross. She's not at the net, where she has been most dominant. And Seeley keeps the ball alive, but Shuprat Canup also went for it. Nobody there to get a hit for Colgate over the net. And now it's set point for Holy Cross. Hannah Grace Stokes will serve. Set point again for Holy Cross. Seeley, the swing. Was there a tip? Yes, there was. The hit was long, but a Holy Cross player got a touch on it. So it's a 4-point game now. Kennebec will rotate in on the front line for Colgate, so it's Kennebec, Shuprat Canup in the middle for the Raiders. Rally scoring here, so if Holy Cross can get a side out, the Crusaders will take the first set. Not just yet. Attack error for Holy Cross, and those have piled up over the last few plays here. Now 4 errors for the Crusaders. At one point not too long ago, they had just 1. Seeley serving, and it's long, and Holy Cross takes the opening set 25-21. The Crusaders, this is their only match of the weekend. They'll have American and Loyola on the road next week, and then Navy and Lafayette at home. Bender Gym, a very tough place to play down in Washington, D.C. And the Eagles, well, they're off to a good start, 10-0 this year. The rating powerhouse in Patriot League Volleyball, American. They'll be here in a couple of weeks' time, and we're underway in set 2. Teams have switched ends. Soft touch over the net by Stebbins. And Natalie Welch, the kill for Holy Cross. Good cross-court shot. And the Crusaders jump out to a 1-0 lead. Serving for Holy Cross is Hannah Grace Stokes. Shoot right, Canoop, dug in the back line by Emily Pop. Kill attempt by Emily Oliver. Now Stebbins for Colgate. Dug again by Pop. She's been all over the place. Welch dug by McAndrews. Righty swing by Kennebec, stuffed at the net. Good little net joust there. Colgate can't get the better of it though. Backline attack by Sifferlin goes long, and we're all square 1-1 early. Top 4 teams in the league make the conference tournament. Welch at the net, off the block, point for Holy Cross. Welch getting the better of Katie Fauntleroy in a one-on-one joust there. Just blasting through the solo block attempt. Again, we're courtside here at Cotterill Court in Hamilton for Patriot League volleyball action on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. 2-1 Holy Cross in the lead. Stebbins line attack, dug by Pop. Cross-court shot by Sifferlin, dug by Colgate. Now it's Fauntleroy, but into the net and the block of Shizaru. And Holy Cross out to the early 3-1 lead here, first 4 points of the set. Remember, Holy Cross leads overall 1-0, and Macy can't get to the pass from the back line. Colgate played at Holy Cross and Army back-to-back to start the league season in early September, or late September, I should say, early league season. The Raiders dropped back-to-back matches, then responded with a 7-1 run. Holy Cross and Army looking to complete the season sweep this weekend. Army winning last night. Now Holy Cross up early 1-0 and leading in set 2. Touched by Welch over the net. Now Macy. She and Kennebec got their signals crossed up, and well, that's just something to where you need more experience. And Kennebec and Macy not normally used to playing with one another. Kennebec hasn't seen a lot of time this year, and just some miscommunication. Not really much you can do if you're Colgate. Stebbins cross-court shot, dug by Stokes. Now it's Sifferlin. McAndrews keeps it alive for Colgate. Shoot right, Canoop, back line attack. And a point for Holy Cross, another kill for Mandy Sifferlin. 6-1 the lead for Holy Cross, and Ryan Baker calmly will call timeout over on the Colgate bench. Service down the line, shoot right, Canoop receives it. Now Fauntleroy, the cut shot, point Colgate. Fauntleroy now leads the Raiders with 4 kills, and Diane Seeley off the bench, back into the front line for Colgate. So that'll put Fauntleroy, Seeley, and Stebbins up front for the maroon and white. Colgate in the maroon tops, Holy Cross in the gray tops. Shinziru blocked partially at the net by Seeley. Now Fauntleroy. Back line, Emily Pop there for Holy Cross. Sifferlin. Dug by Macy. Big righty swing by Stebbins. Cross court hit by Welch. Nearly took Macy's head off. Fauntleroy. Dug by Pop. Cheeky two-hand attack goes over. Now a push shot. Kept alive by Colgate, and Seeley sends it over on the forearm pass. Cross court shot by Welch. Dug back line. Shoot right, Canoop. After that, Fauntleroy off the attempted block of Welch. Now Pop will feed Welch at the net and spin it off the Colgate block for a Holy Cross point to end the long rally. Again, this one's seen many long rallies, and Holy Cross leading 7-2 here. Pop the libero serving, taken by her opposite libero, McAndrews. Sifferlin. Macy, now Seeley at the net. Kind of got caught mid-jump, sent a sidewinding shot that was into the top of the net and into the Holy Cross block. Right now, all Satyrs all the time here at Cotterill Court. And a little power tip for Colgate scores a point, and Katie Stebbins. Stebbins and Macy off. Molly Smith and Kate Riley on for Colgate. And Molly Smith, the first year to serve. Coming into the weekend, or coming into today, I should say, 299 assists. And Molly Smith with a big service ace for Colgate. And that is just what the doctor ordered right there. To try and quell some of the Holy Cross momentum, but it's clear the Crusaders playing with a lot of confidence right now. The team from Worcester, Mass. Make it back-to-back service aces for Molly Smith. Smith one more time, looking for three in a row. Holy Cross is ready. And Natalie Welsh finds a spot in front of the Colgate back line. The Raiders are backed up a little too far. And a kill for Holy Cross. Welsh and Sifferlin have been the two big bombers for the Crusaders. Now 13 kills combined between the two. Earlier this year it was Sifferlin with 19 kills, Oliver with 16. Seeley denied at the net by Oliver. Check that rather, Sifferlin on the block. McAndrews. Forearm pass, Fauntleroy, dug by Sifferlin. Now Riley, the facial to Emily Pop, and a point for Colgate on the line attack. Nine to 6, Holy Cross the lead. Set number 2, the Crusaders lead overall 1-0. Earlier this year, these two teams, 30 ties, 16 lead changes. The match in Worcester, the league opener for both, and a point for Holy Cross. And the serve for the Crusaders is Sifferlin. 29 aces coming into the match for Mandy Sifferlin. Right now she's hitting .273. Smith for Seeley, and a point to Colgate. And the Raiders will send on Kinsey Hume for the first time today. Hume, the aqua headband, I guess you'd call it, turquoise, teal, whatever. And a service ace for Colgate. And all of a sudden the Raiders service game picking up here. Now 5 aces for the maroon and white. The Holy Cross defense looking a little frazzled. McAndrews, the service ace a moment ago. Now Mullen on the slide attack, blocked by Hume. Sifferlin, the back line attack. Pushed high into the air by Riley. Now Shoupright Canoop. Kept alive by Pop. Sent over on the forearm pass. A 50-50 ball by Oliver, and it turns into a kill. Ryan Baker calmly watching on from the Colgate sideline. 11-8 Holy Cross leading here, second set. The Crusaders serving Mullen. Tip over by Riley. Now Oliver blasts a cross-court shot. McAndrews digs it. Shoupright Canoop, the righty hit, and it goes long. Colgate hitting-wise in the second set in terms of errors has been much better. 4-point Holy Cross lead right now. Again, Mary Mullen serving. Hume slide attack, big swing, and a point for Colgate. Hume, the senior from Texas, 121 kills on the year, 10 blocks, 39 block assists. The Raiders with a lot of height up front now. Hume joined by Shoupright Canoop, but just off the bench, Katie Stebbins. And serving will be Jackie Macy, the setter. Sifferlin receives the serve. She's done it all today for Holy Cross. And now Shaziru somehow finds the back line. Moncada let it go, thought it was going out. Assistant coach Kristen Baker trying to get Moncada's attention, didn't quite do it there. And the serve for Stokes. Shoupright Canoop, big hit. Ball nearly off the ceiling. Popped the forearm pass to the net front. Oliver puts it over, but sends it just long. and a point for Colgate. Colgate's not letting Holy Cross run away with it. Quick check of the overall match numbers. Holy Cross hitting .259, Colgate .094. That's a big disparity if you're Colgate, one you have to try and whittle down at. Macy, beautiful elevator pass, Hinsey Hume, the hit for Colgate. Now Fauntleroy off the block of Welch, and Colgate is within 2. Now the Raiders will not go away, and Hume has brought in a certain electricity into the front court for Colgate. Hume's already had 3 touches in terms of attacks. McAndrews. Now Fauntleroy way long, and a point for Holy Cross. And serving will be Emily Oliver. Colgate swept Holy Cross last year 3-0 in Worcester and 3-0 here. This year it's been a different story. Crusaders looking for the season sweep, and Kinsey Hume having none of it. She wins the net joust at a point to Colgate. Holy Cross won 3-2 in Worcester earlier this year. Crusaders won the first 2 sets, then dropped 3 and 4. A near ace for Colgate. Sifferlin off the back line, jumps up to the front. Pop for Sifferlin. Cut shot dug by Hume. Now Macy for Seeley, dug by Pop. Welsh just inside the line, and a point for Holy Cross. Sifferlin there kind of hiding almost. Looked like she was on the back line initially, but she was a front court player. Just kind of came from the out of bounds area for the first swing there. 15-12 for the Crusaders. And Katie Stebbins scores for Colgate. Well, back and forth we go, but the Raiders can't seem to get level. Each time that Colgate has pulled close, Holy Cross has inched the lead just back out. And a serve for Colgate. The Raiders have gone deep into the bench already today. Molly Smith serving. Just about everybody healthy has played for Colgate. Sifferlin, the big swing right down Broadway. Now it's Fauntleroy, and she beats Emily Pop back line. Twelve players have gotten in today for Colgate. Quick glance at the stat sheet shows that just about everybody has played. Sifferlin off the triple team block at the front. Now Seeley, the tip, dug by Pop and punched over by Sifferlin. Now Seeley, the southpaw attack. Welsh, the two-hand touch over. Smith, the set. Riley, dug by Pop. Now Welch off the Colgate block, and she's got her 8th kill of the match. Welch has been a star for Holy Cross. She'll grab a seat, the sophomore right side hitter. Welch now 8 kills, no errors, 19 attacks. Holy Cross as a team, just 6 errors overall. Shoupright Canup on the reception. And Fauntleroy, the attack error. The lead back to 3, and slowly but surely, Holy Cross churning towards that magical number 25 to win the set. Lots of volleyball left to go. Magner on the serve. And a point for Colgate, Molly Smith. The unconventional two-hand attack over. And a Colgate sub, and Moncada will come in to serve the first year. Primarily been used, Moncada, as a backline and service specialist. Fauntleroy now with 6 kills for Colgate, Stebbins with 5. Slide attack by Mullen, and a point for Holy Cross. 101st kill of the season for the first year, Mary Mullen. Also a very good server with 13 aces and 63 block assists coming into the day. Mullen's got 2 blocks total today in the stat sheet. Riley lost the net battle. Now Seeley, the two-hand touch. Did it get in? Yes, it did. Terrific call by the line judge right there. He was right on top of it. Very, very close there. Could have gone either way. But a terrific call by the line judge right on that line. Very tough to make a split-second decision there. Colgate deficit is 2, and Oliver with a hard swing bursts through the attempted block of Kinsey Hume. 19-16 for Holy Cross. Set number 2. Crusaders looking for just their 7th win of the season, but the win in league would make them 6-6. Shoop right Canoop, dug on the Holy Cross back line by Sifferlin. Now Shoop right Canoop. Shinziro, like a lefty skyhook there. Riley, point Colgate. And the Raiders again back within 2, but the question remains, can Colgate pull equal and go on ahead? Since Holy Cross had that big run early, Colgate's not been able to get closer to within 2. Shinziro over the top of the block. McAndrews, great job to keep the play alive. Moncada sends the ball over. Oliver. Moncada got a touch on it late because that ball did go long, and a point for Holy Cross. Tough break for Colgate. It's a 3-point Holy Cross lead. And serving is Hannah Grace Stokes for the Crusaders. Well, that'll end up right back in Colgate's pocket, and a point for the Raiders. And Shupright Canoop to serve for Colgate. Pop comes up to receive the serve. Now to net, Welch right into the block of Hume, leading the Maroon Wall. Fauntleroy, Hume, and Smith all in the area. Hume, though, was the one that did most of the dirty work there, right in the middle of the wall. Colgate is within 1, and the Raiders can tie for the first time in a while. Light slide attack by Hume. Now it's Welsh into the net, point for Colgate. And a timeout on the floor. Aaron Cady, the Holy Cross head coach, has seen enough. Colgate serve out of the timeout. Shupright Canoop the service. Can Colgate take its first lead of the set? Oliver into the block. And there you have it. Kinsey Hume again at the net for the Raiders. First lead of the set for Colgate. 21-20 the score, but an error ties it back up 21-21. Colgate's not been in the lead for some time either. You have to go back to the first set. Hume into the block of the net by Shinziro. Now Shinziro over Hume, kept alive just barely by Riley. Over ball from Shupright Canoop. Now Pop the setup. Sifferlin, dug by Riley. Smith for Fauntleroy, kept alive by Sifferlin. Big righty swing. McAndrews can't save it. And Ryan Baker wants to call a timeout here. Next few points very, very close. And serving out of the timeout is Emily Oliver. Already 2 service aces for Oliver today. A third would put Holy Cross 2 points away from going up 2-0, but instead we're now all square, 22 all. Seeley, Smith, Fauntleroy up front for the Gate. Serving is Kinsey Hume. Shupright, Canoop, and O'Reilly, the backcourt players. Near service ace, Colgate with a chance to score here on the attack. Seeley dug on the kill attempt, and a point for Holy Cross. (23-22), Emily Pop looking to get Holy Cross within 1. Backline attack, Shupright Canoop. Dug on the backside for Holy Cross by Julia Gould. Now the big swing from Sifferlin, and her 10th kill gets Holy Cross within 1 of going up 2-0. Pop to serve for the set. Riley, Smith, Healy, dig by Pop. Whistle and a carry violation on Holy Cross. (24-23) the score. Remember, rally scoring so Holy Cross can win the set on the Colgate serve. Molly Smith. Now Natalie Welch. Kept alive by Colgate. Lefty attack from Kate Riley. Pop sends it over. Colgate setting up the defense. Seeley, big swing. We're all tied at 24. Someone will need at least 26 to go ahead here. And Aaron Cady calls timeout. This one up for the taking here. So the timeout's been called on the floor. Second timeout of the set for Holy Cross. After the set, we'll have, of course, the halftime break. It'll be, I believe it's about 10 or 15 minutes. I honestly don't remember, but we'll have a significant break coming up. So we'll step aside here from some of our great sponsors here on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. And then we'll come back for set number 3, where we will either see Colgate and Holy Cross tied 1-1 or Holy Cross leading 2-0. That's what we will find out here in just coming up a moment. Out of the timeout for Holy Cross the floor, Emily Pop, Natalie Welch, Mandy Sifferlin, Julia Gould, Hannah Grace Stokes, and Mary Mullen. The Raiders counter with Madison McAndrews, Katie Fauntleroy, Kate Riley, Diane Seeley, Brooke Shoupright-Canup, and the server, Molly Smith. You have to win by 2. It's 26-all right now. Smith, the jump serve taken by Gould. Now Welch, point Holy Cross. 9th kill for Natalie Welch. And into serve for the set, MC Magner. Welch goes to the bench. Magner, the serve received by Shoupright-Canup. Now it's Fauntleroy, dug by Pop. Whistle and a carry violation on Holy Cross. And we're all tied 25 apiece. Karina Moncada in to serve for Colgate, the first year. She'll look over at Kristen Baker and Ryan Baker, and Coach Baker gives her the signal as to where to serve. Key point here for Colgate. The Raiders have not led since the middle of the first set. Slide attack, Mullen. Holy Cross back up by 1. And serving for the Crusaders, well, no surprise, it's Mandy Sifferlin. If Holy Cross has needed a big play in this match, Sifferlin has come up with it. Seeley forced to take the serve, crosses up Holy Cross. Now Oliver, the standing spike. Seeley off the top of the block, kept alive by Stokes. Oliver off the block, Holy Cross up 2-0. 25-21, 27-25 for Holy Cross after 2. Oh, credit the Holy Cross Crusaders. They got out to a big lead. Colgate dug, clawed back, got back even Stevens, but Holy Cross made the plays at the end of the set that it needed to. And the Crusaders head into the locker room leading by a count of 2-0 again, 25-21 and 27-25. We'll have some numbers coming up after 2 sets in just a bit, and then we will have, well, the third set. Again through 2, it is Holy Cross leading 2-0. We're going to step aside here from some of our great sponsors on this free video from the Patriot League Network, and we'll be back after this. Go here, set number 3 at Cotterill Court, Colgate and Holy Cross. 2-0, Holy Cross leading after 2 sets. The Crusaders 1 set away from a clean sweep here this afternoon in Hamilton. Looking at the numbers through 2 for Holy Cross, Mandy Sifferlin, a match high, 10 kills on 31 attacks, hitting .258. Natalie Welch, 9 kills for the Crusaders. Then Emily Oliver with 6, Mary Mullen with 4, Hannah Grace Stokes with 2. As a team, the Crusaders hitting .261. Holy Cross 3 service aces, 5 errors, 2 aces for Emily Oliver. Digs, a team high 20 for Emily Pop. Assists, 26 for Hannah Grace Stokes. Blocks, 2 block assists for Mary Mullen, then 1 each for Hannah Grace Stokes and Natalie Welch. Holy Cross's leading scorer, Natalie Welch, 9.5 points. Maddie Sifferlin's got 10. For Colgate, the leading hitter after 2 is Katie Fauntleroy, 6 kills. 5 each for Diane Seeley and Katie Stebbins. 3 for Brooke Schupright-Canup, 2 each for Riley and Hume. 1 each for Noelle Kennebeck and Molly Smith. And here we go, set 3 underway. Jackie Macy serving for Colgate. Welch, the soft touch over the net. And Holy Cross picking up where it left off after 2 sets. The Crusaders out to a 1-0 lead. For Holy Cross on the floor to start the third, you've got Natalie Welch, Hannah Grace Stokes, serving as the libero Emily Pop. Serve taken by Alana Simpson. Now Schupright-Canup puts the ball over for Colgate. Welch off the Raider block. McAndrews there for Colgate. Hume mistimes her jump, but McAndrews saves the Raiders' bacon there. Sifferlin dug by McAndrews. Now Fauntleroy off the block, taken down by Pop. Welch, 2-0 Holy Cross. Julia Gould also on the floor for the Crusaders. Mandy Sifferlin as well. The other frontline player, Mary Mullen. For Colgate, it's Kenzie Hume, Brooke Schupright-Canup, Alana Smith, the libero McAndrews, Jackie Macy, and Schupright-Canup off the block scores for Colgate to make it 2-1. And the other Raider on the floor is Katie Stebbins. And Schupright-Canup, after her 4th kill of the match, she will serve for Colgate. Again, the Raiders have not led since 10-9 in the first set. Sifferlin receives the serve. Slide attack by Mullen. And McAndrews a little late getting there, and Kristen Baker up off the bench for Colgate, Ryan Baker's assistant. Saw something she did not like there in the defensive rotation while the play was going on. Quick word of Schupright-Canup, who's playing in the back line right now with McAndrews and Fauntleroy. Hume, the big blast, looked like it may have been sailing long. Gould reached her hand up, got a piece of it, but that was it. Serve taken by Pop. Now Mullen with a very unconventional attack there. At a point to Colgate, it's 3-3. The Raiders have been their best in third sets this year, winning 14 of 21. Sifferlin of the Rocket, somehow Schupright-Canup keeps it alive. And the two-hand touch attack by Hannah Grace Stokes, the senior, as the Crusaders back into the lead. Just over an hour old here in Hamilton. Prior to yesterday, Colgate had yet to lose a match at home this year. The Raiders in danger if they lose the set of dropping 2 in a row here at the friendly confines of Cotterill Court. And Schupright-Canup into the net. Sense of urgency on a couple of the Raiders' faces right now. Still early on in the third set, so lots of volleyball left to go. But Colgate can ill afford too long to come back into this match, and Holy Cross continuing to gain confidence right now, leading 6-3. Holy Cross out to a big lead in the second set, too, would hang on. Colgate eventually tied up, but the Crusaders pulled away to win it 27-25. Sifferlin with a serve there for Holy Cross. Good dig back line by Pop. Oliver, cut shot, out of bounds, point for Colgate. Molly Smith, the first year to serve for Colgate. Again, the Raiders on the road next weekend at Lehigh and Navy, then home to American and Loyola to close out the year, at least in the regular season. Patriot League tournament, well, that'll be determined over the course of the next 4 matches. McAndrews on the setup. Pop, a terrific effort. Now some miscommunication in Pop's ball that went over. Ends up going out of bounds. Lots of miscommunication there from Holy Cross. And both Crusader coaches, Aaron Cady and Corinne Archibald, right now with words for the team on the floor. Colgate could tie this up at 6-6 with one more point. But Emily Oliver says no and pushes the Holy Cross lead back to 2. Welsh and Sifferlin 21 combined kills. Oliver now has 7. She could join them in double digits here in this set. Mullen serving for Holy Cross. McAndrews up to the net front, and a huge attack from Katie Fauntleroy of the Raiders. The first year, Alana Simpson to serve. Ryan Baker never shy about putting freshmen out there if they can perform. Simpson and Smith have both played a lot of minutes for Colgate this year. Shinziru over the net. And now see will forearm the ball over. Stokes. A couple of players got crossed up there on who was going to hit the ball. Seeley off the block of Stokes. Now Oliver busts through the double team block attempt of Seeley and Riley and gives Holy Cross a 2-point edge once again at 8-6. Holy Cross now 37 kills to Colgate's 29. Holy Cross hitting 270 for the match. I don't believe the Crusaders have dropped below 200 since early in the first set. Kate Riley for Colgate. One would suspect with how close the first match was that Colgate will not go lightly here, and you can bet Ryan Baker had some words of wisdom in the dressing room after the second set. Riley one more time for Colgate. Back-to-back kills for Kate Riley. She's got 5 now for the match. And Colgate can take the lead here on the serve of Madison McAndrews. Oliver forces the ball over. Now Smith, the jump pass, the shoot right Canoop, dug by Pop, but it will not matter. For the first time in this match since the middle of the first set, Colgate has a lead. A 9-8 edge for Colgate. And it seems with each exceeding point, the PA announcer's scream gets louder. McAndrews serving. Pop up to take it. Now backline attack, Sifferlin, dug by Smith. McAndrews, shoot right Canoop, power tip. Pop for Oliver. And we're all tied, 9-9. Oliver back to serve. Front court for Holy Cross right now is Welch, Sinziru, and Sifferlin. Smith to the front for Shupright Canoop. Emily Pop has been all over the floor for Holy Cross today. Pushover by Welch. Now Shupright Canoop off the top of the block, went out of bounds, and a point to Colgate. .23 digs now for Emily Pop. That's a match high for either team. Stokes for Holy Cross also has 10. Madison McAndrews with 14 for Colgate. But again, Pop has been all over the floor for Holy Cross today. Only a sophomore. Jackie Macy the serve and an ace for Colgate. The Raiders up by 2. Timeout on the floor. It looks like we've got a issue here. Not sure what the problem was. It looked like some sort of issue that Holy Cross had. Jackie Macy comes over, talks to the chair umpire, and we're ready. Your guess is as good as mine what that discussion was about. And Sifferlin for Holy Cross will end the Colgate rally. Three players have done the damage offensively today for Holy Cross. Welch and Sifferlin now 11 kills each. Oliver with 9. Sifferlin Awkward looking shot. Now Macy for Hume over the top of the block. Julia Gould. Now Sifferlin. McAndrews to Shipwright Canup off the top of the block. Gould to the net front for Stokes. Now Welch. Point Holy Cross, and we're all tied 11-11. Welch coming into the match, just 35 kills on the season. He's been one of Holy Cross's best players today. Hume the overball. Now Stokes for Sifferlin. Dug by McAndrews. Shipwright Canup over. Gould for Stokes, the two-hand touch. Stebbins off the attempted block. Sifferlin, hard touch down the line. Hume the pop-up attack, just long. Holy Cross back into the lead. 15 attack errors in the match now for Colgate. Shipwright Canup, big blast. Gould digs it on the back line. Sifferlin, line attack. Now McAndrews for Stebbins. Welch to the outside on the hit, and a point for Colgate. And the Californian Shipwright Canup to serve. All square, 12-12, Sifferlin. An awkward looking reception, slide attack from Mullen, and she angles the ball on a bump off the block. MC Magner back to serve for Holy Cross. Magner, Pop, Gould, Stokes, Sifferlin. 5 of the 6 Crusaders on the floor. Mullen, the last one, the 6th. Stokes for Mullen. Over the top of the block, McAndrews digs it. Good job by Macy to stay on her side of the net. Sifferlin, a terrific play to send the ball over. Sifferlin again. Shipwright Canup, good hustle. And McAndrews gets it over. Double touch violation on Holy Cross. Long rally there. Good hustle by Colgate. 13 apiece, and McAndrews will grab a brief rest. Kenzie Hume serving. Received by Pop. Mullen, slide attack. She's been strong at that today. Stokes going back to the well. That two-handed touch. Seeley nearly slams it over the net, but now Sifferlin. Holy Cross seemed to thought that Colgate got a bit of a touch there. Chair umpire did not agree, nor did the judge on the other side. Coach Katie didn't agree either, it appears. And Colgate has a 1-point lead, and stepping under the net on the pass is Stokes. And the Raiders up by 2, their largest lead of the set. And Coach Katie calls timeout. On the floor for Colgate out of the timeout, Shipwright, Canup, Hume, Macy, Seeley, Fauntleroy, and looks like Stebbins. Gould receives the serve. Sifferlin stopped at the net. Now Mullen off the block. And Stebbins out of bounds, and a point to Holy Cross. For Holy Cross, a substitution. Gould on the rotation goes to the bench. Emily Oliver replaces her going up front. Mary Mullen and Hannah Grace Stokes also at the front line. And Sifferlin serving. Macy for Fauntleroy, stopped to the net. Good double team block by Mullen and Stokes. And reaching over the net to touch the ball and touching the net was Katie Fauntleroy. Just a light touch, but it was more than enough to get the whistle. And we're all tied 15-15. Colgate can't seem to pull away here. Good line attack dig by Emily Pope. Now Sifferlin the back line attack. It's by Seeley, but it's dug by Stebbins. Big swing by Fauntleroy, and she finds the back corner of the offensive zone. Point to Colgate. And if Colgate can somehow win this set, the Raiders obviously would have momentum going forward into a fourth set here in Hamilton. But right now, Holy Cross has an overall 2-0 lead. Colgate battling to keep this match alive here, and Molly Smith serving. Received by MJ Magner, now put over by Sifferlin. Good block at the net by Mary Mullen. Fauntleroy one more time, softer, got it over the top of the block. Oliver beats the block, Seeley barely keeps it alive. Stokes for Oliver, dug by Smith. Miscommunication, Riley zigged when she should have zagged, lost her footing, and a point to Holy Cross. Well, back and forth we go. Holy Cross pulled away in the first set, led much of the second set, and an error here by Mullen. Since the latter part of the second set, this one has been back and forth. Around and around we go. Colgate alternating with the lead and being tied. And serving Alana Simpson. Stokes lost the net joust. Holy Cross keeps the ball in play. Oliver standing attack. And Stokes cannot score for Holy Cross. Crusaders right now struggling a bit up front. Welch on the bench. Sifferlin stuck on the back line of the rotation. So the front line now is Stokes, Shinziro, and Oliver for Holy Cross. Pop to the front for Stokes, now Shinziro. Partial slide attack. Riley up to the net, blocked by Emily Oliver. Oliver, the tallest player on the floor for Holy Cross. Comes up big there in a substitution. Natalie Welch is in, and grabbing a seat is MJ Magner. Holy Cross front line just got a smidge bigger. And Stokes in the rotation goes back to serve. Riley, cross-court shot, scores for Colgate. (19-17) Colgate. The Raiders pushing for a fourth set here in Hamilton at Cotterill Court. And this is Patriot League volleyball action on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. And that service ace was powered by Madison McAndrews. And a timeout on the floor by Aaron Cady, the Holy Cross head coach. Out of the timeout for the Crusaders, it's Shinziro, Welch, Oliver, Sifferlin, Pop, and Stokes. Colgate with Shoupright, Knoop, Hume, Riley, Smith, McAndrews, and Simpson. Shinziro over the top of the block. Now Shoupright, Knoop. Point for Colgate. Mary Kate Short with a dig on the bench for Holy Cross, but I don't think that counts. She was on the bench area there, so Colgate with its largest lead of the day at 4. 21-17, Holy Cross looking a little discombobulated, but Mandy Sifferlin will end that right there with her 12th kill. Sifferlin 3 digs away from a double-double. She and Natalie Welch each have 12 kills for Holy Cross, and Oliver to serve. All three, Oliver, Welch, and Sifferlin with double-figure kills for the Satyrs. McAndrews the overball. Pop. Now Stokes on the setup for Welch. Blocked at the net. Shinziro loses the battle to Hume. Hume wins another battle. Reached over the net, but a point to Colgate. Hume somehow kept her hands off the net when reaching over there. And Coach Cady thinking the same thing I was, that Hume's hands came over the net. And Hannah Gray Stokes, the captain of the floor for Holy Cross, will converse with the chair umpire. The explanation seemingly is good enough here, and we'll get back to action. I got a 4-point Colgate lead, 22-18. Holy Cross defensive substitution, Emily Oliver off, and Julia Gould for her defense is now in on the Crusader back line. Colgate 3 points away from forcing this to a fourth set. Great play by Pop to get the serve. And Mandy Sifferlin, as she has all day, comes up with yet another big play for Holy Cross. Well, the visitors need more of those if they want to end this here. 22-19 Colgate in the third, but Holy Cross overall leading 2-0. Pop the serve for Holy Cross. Shoobright Cadup off the antenna. Chair umpire didn't call it right away, but the line judge did. And Ryan Baker, sensing momentum changing, calls timeout. 35 kills of Holy Cross's 46. Sifferlin 13, Welch 12, Oliver 10. The match, Holy Cross hitting 231, Colgate 145. Diggs 68 for Colgate, 66 for Holy Cross. Emily Pop for the Satyrs with 28, that's a match high. And speaking of the aforementioned libero, she'll serve out of the timeout in that white libero jersey. Gould, Stokes, Sifferlin on the floor for Holy Cross. Big swing from Katie Stebbins, and Colgate is a point away from cutting the lead to 2-1. Stokes and Mullen, the other two on the floor for Holy Cross. Welch out there as well. And now Shoobright Cadup will look to make it one here. 23-20, Colgate leading. Some miscommunication now. Sifferlin the power tip. Stebbins got a hand on it, and that caught everybody else off guard. And Ryan Baker's not happy. Wondering what in the world the Raiders were doing there, as everybody kind of converged on the ball. And the Raiders were not spread out, ready to attack there. 23-21, the Colgate lead. Serving is Megner. Shoobright Cadup receives it. Macy for Hume. Slide attack, Doug. Sent back over. Colgate surprised by it. Now the standing hit by Stebbins. Sifferlin with a rocket. Just missed the back line. The line judge right there didn't have a great view of it as the ball came streaking towards him. And Kinsey Hume will serve for the set. Colgate fans standing here in Hamilton. Stokes for Sifferlin. Hume. Fauntleroy. Carry violation on Colgate. And Holy Cross to serve. You have to win by 2. Colgate leads by 2, so if Colgate can score without the serve, the Raiders would win the set, and a timeout on the floor. Sifferlin serving out of the timeout for Holy Cross. Colgate still set point. Macy for Stebbins, blocked at the net, and a huge celebration from Mary Mullen. Pumping her right fist into the air, and Holy Cross is within 1. Colgate fans still standing, still set point for the gate. Sifferlin the service. Shoobright Cadup keeps it alive, and Katie Fauntleroy, no. $24-all. Have to win by 2, so the first one maybe to 26. It's Macy for Seeley, blocked at the net. Fauntleroy over the top of the block, and a point for Colgate. This one's good for Fauntleroy, her 10th of the day. And yet another set point for Colgate, and in for the first time today to serve is Lauren Sanderson. Now everyone that is healthy has played today for Colgate. Huge point here for the Raiders. The first year, her first action of the afternoon. Megner takes the serve. Now it's Oliver on the cross-court hit, dug by McAndrews. Fauntleroy dug by Pop. Now Stokes, jump pass. Oliver blocked at the net, kept alive by Holy Cross. Whistle and a carry on Holy Cross. And we are headed to a fourth set. 26-24, Colgate wins set number 3 here in Hamilton. Seeley likely will come off for the libero, McAndrews. For Holy Cross, the libero is Emily Pop. Right now on the floor is Hannah Grace Stokes, Mary Mullen, Mandy Sifferlin, Emily Oliver, Kamali Shinziru, and Natalie Welch. Again, the libero, Pop, waiting to come on, doing some stretching in front of the Crusader bench. Holy Cross, by the way, in 5-set matches this year is 2-4. Crusaders, the worst 2 sets are the second and third. Holy Cross has won 6 second sets, lost 17. The Crusaders now 6-17 in the third set this year. The fourth, surprisingly, has been their best, 7-5. McAndrews receives the serve, and here we go. And Shoobright Cadup for the first time today, gives Colgate the first point of a set. Holy Cross has gone at least 4 sets in its last 4 matches, losing to Army 3-1, then beating Bucknell 3-1, and then a pair of 5-setters the last 2 against Lehigh and Bryant, both losses. Welch over the top of the block, kept alive by Fauntleroy. The Raiders looking all sorts of really discombobulated on defense. Welch the swing, but the hit long, and a point to Colgate. Well, I guess the old adage goes, if it doesn't look pretty, as long as it works, that's all that matters. Colgate out to a 2-0 lead. Pop receives the serve, now Hannah Grace Stokes. Sifferlin jumps over her teammates, back on the attack, and a point to Colgate. And right now, if you're Coach Katie, you almost might want to think of calling a timeout here. As Colgate quickly out 3-0, and things can get away from the Crusaders. And a service ace for Shipwright Canoe. And all of a sudden, Colgate can do no wrong here. Not sure if you could pick it up or not, but the Raiders all clapping as one over on the sideline with some YMCA-style claps. Sifferlin on the service reception. Now Stokes for Welch. Dug by Fauntleroy. Macy the setup, and Stebbins off the block. Angles it out of bounds, and a point for Colgate. A 5-0 run, and Erin Katie has seen enough, and she wants timeout. Colgate has not played a 5-setter since beating Lehigh here on October 4th. In that one, Colgate got behind 2-0 and came back to win. Welch over the top of the block, scores for Holy Cross, and that ends the Colgate run to start the set. In that Colgate 7-1 run following the sweep at Holy Cross and Army, Colgate did not play a 5-set match. Majority of Colgate's 5-setters earlier in the season. Macy for Stebbins, dug by Holy Cross, kept in play by Welsh. Shipwright Canoe, Macy, cross court for Fauntleroy, point for Colgate. Fauntleroy now a team high 12 kills for Colgate. Fauntleroy last night hit negative .032 with 9 kills. Tonight she has 6 errors, but she's hitting .179 with 11 kills. 6-1 for the gate. Welch dug backline by Shupert Canoe. And the basketball hoop on top of the building fells the Raiders there. Well, not much Shupert Canoe could have done there. That's just the design of the building. Seeley over the top of the block, dug by Gould. Now Sifferlin, who's been quiet here in this set. Stebbins, dig by Stokes. Now it's Pop, cross court. Welch the big swing, dug Shupert Canoe. Macy for Fauntleroy. Long on the hit from Katie Fauntleroy, and a point to Holy Cross. You're watching Patriot League volleyball action, league play on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. Colgate got down 2-0. The Raiders came back to win the third set. Here in the fourth, it's now 6-4 after the service ace from Emily Pop. Holy Cross trying to equal its win total from all of last year. The Satyrs coming into today 6-16. This is their only match of the weekend. Little tip by Fauntleroy there. Now Welch over the top of the net. Macy for Seeley, and she'll slam it off the top of the block and out of bounds, and a point for Colgate. Colgate could use Seeley to come alive here. Fauntleroy can't do it all by herself, and right now the front line is Kate Riley, Diane Seeley, and Katie Fauntleroy. And back Shupert Canoe, McAndrews, and then the server Molly Smith. And an error on Colgate. Remember, between the middle of the first set and late in the third, Colgate did not lead. And right now, the Raiders, that's pretty much all they've done here in the third. Seeley caught an in-between jump, touches the ball over the top. Now it's Mullen trying to score for Holy Cross, unsuccessful. Fauntleroy now the setup for Sifferlin. Sifferlin has been held in check here now. Seeley, a big swing, and goodness gracious, an absolute rocket right there from Diane Seeley. 7th kill of the day for Diane Seeley. She has been outstanding when she's had chances. 8 kills. Check that rather. 7 kills, 21 attacks. Just 1 error for the Raiders senior from California. Sifferlin going to try to get going again and again. She's dug on the back line, this time by Simpson. Shipwright Canup drops the hammer. Holy Cross keeps it alive. Sifferlin one more time, and now she scores. That was the 56th attack for Mandy Sifferlin today. That's more than 20 attacks ahead of her nearest teammate. Shipwright Canup, the forearm pass over the net. Surprised Holy Cross. Now Oliver. Cross-court shot dug by McAndrews. Big swing, Shipwright Canup, and the line attack off the Holy Cross tip, and the Raider lead is 3. Colgate feeling it right now, and the Raiders hitting the ball tremendously. 6 kills and 15 attacks and only 1 error. Service reception by Megner, and now Oliver, the big swing. A little long. Colgate on the touch, though. And the score is down to 9-7 for Colgate. If we go to a 5th set, it'll be the first 1-15 that wins. Lots of volleyball left. Cross-court pass set up for Shipwright Canup. Dug back line by Sifferlin. Now Oliver. Dug by McAndrews. Up front, Kenzie Hume scores on the assist from Molly Smith. Sifferlin now 2 digs away from a double-double. And Jackie Macy to serve for Colgate. Both benches all standing here. Oliver into the block of Katie Stebbins. Stebbins winning the one-on-one battle there. Again, Colgate, its largest lead of the day, 11-7. And Colgate pull away here, send this to a 5th set. Kamali Shinziru over for Holy Cross. Now Stebbins finds a spot inside the back line and hits it. Again, Colgate can do no wrong, it seems, here in this 4th set. A 5-point bulge, and Emily Oliver goes out for a breather. Alicia Swearingen comes in. Her first action of the day. Maybe some tired legs on the Holy Cross side, as not a lot of fresh legs have come on for the Crusaders for long amounts of time. And Swearingen into the block of Kenzie Hume and Katie Stebbins. Six points, the lead for Colgate. The Raiders hitting nearly 400 here in this 4th set. Sifferlin can't keep the serve in play, and an ace for Colgate. And the volume continues to rise from our PA announcer. He's feeling it too. And a substitute for Holy Cross. Mary Kate Short comes in up front. And Erin Katie maybe going to try to rest a couple of players here. Macy still serving for Colgate. It's a 7-point lead. Backline attack from Sifferlin. Macy tried to two-hand it into the air, and nothing doing for Colgate. Again, for the most part, Holy Cross hasn't gone deep under the bench today. You have to wonder maybe about some of the fitness at this point. Very warm here in the gymnasium, whereas Colgate has played everybody. Welch, dug back line by Simpson. Now Stebbins wins the battle at the net, hammering it past the block. And Colgate keeping Holy Cross right now at a firm distance. Fauntleroy in, Simpson out on the rotation. And Shipwright Canup to serve. Welch into the net, Hume also in the area. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion, the lead for Colgate. Here on the hardwood at Cotterill Court, the Raider volleyball team 16-8 leaders over Holy Cross in the 4th set. As we near the 2-hour mark in this match. Back to serve for Colgate out of the timeout. Brooke Shoupright-Canup. Colgate, believe it or not, just 9 points from sending this to a fifth and ultimate set. And a service ace for Colgate. Ten service aces now for the Raiders today. Sifferlin takes the serve. Back line attack, Doug Shoupright-Canup. Now Hume for Fauntleroy. Doug back line pop. Again, Sifferlin, back line attack, dug by Hume, fainting away from the net. Now a big line attack by Stebbins, outside, point to Holy Cross. A large mountain to climb right now for the visitors from Central Massachusetts. 8-point deficit. And back to serve is Julia Gould. Shoupright-Canup to the front for Macy. Hume running start, blocked at the net. Big swing from Wells. Shoupright-Canup hustling back, keeps it alive, and McAndrews the overball. Sifferlin. A face melter right there from the Holy Cross sophomore. 17th kill of the match for Mandy Sifferlin. Gould will stay with the serve, 7-point Colgate lead. Stebbins off the block, point Colgate. And if you're Colgate at this point, leading by 8, you're very content here to trade points on serve. As with that 8-point bulge, Colgate very free to go 1 for 1 here. That's not going to hurt Colgate whatsoever. A rare service error today for Colgate. And Holy Cross to serve Emily Pop. For opposite libero McAndrews. And a good play at the net by Mary Mullen. The ball over the head of the Colgate net player, and Mullen just was simply waiting for it, had her eyes up and ready. And Holy Cross back within 6. Again, Colgate even with the lead can go 2 for 1 even. And a huge swing jumping out of the gym, Katie Fauntleroy. Team high 12 kills now for Fauntleroy. Katie Stebbins has 10. Now very quiet as Simpson back to serve for Colgate, the first year. Taken by Gould. Now Stokes for Mullen. Mistimed her jump and then overcompensated on the swing and hit long. Colgate 5 points away from sending this to a winner-take-all 5th set. The Raiders trying to improve to 8-4 in the league, stay in the top 4 of the Patriot table. Stokes. Slide attack by Mullen into the block of Diane Seelig and Katie Fauntleroy. Fauntleroy and Seelig taking over at the net right there. Second block of the day for Fauntleroy. Seelig now with 3. Colgate 7.5 blocks, Holy Cross just 4. The Raiders using their height to their advantage. And Smith long on the serve. And if you're Coach Katie, if Holy Cross can't come back here in this 4th set, at this point you have to go pretty much, it's a brand new match here if it goes to the 5th. Because it will not matter what happened in the first 4. Serving is Megner, taken by Riley. On the attack, Seeley. Now Sifferlin, dug by McAndrews. Smith. And the kill for Kate Riley. 6th kill of the day for Kate Riley, and the Raider lead is bulged out to 9. 12 kills, just 2 errors in this set for Colgate. Holy Cross has committed 7 errors. And serving Elana Simpson. Gould jumps in front of libero Pop to take the serve. Now Shoupright-Canup, point for Colgate, ball into the scorer's table. And the Raiders need just 2. 10th kill of the match for Shoupright-Canup, 29 for her against Holy Cross this year. Simpson serving, the Raiders 2 points away. Gould receives the serve. Sifferlin jumping up. Now McAndrews gets it over. kept alive. Good little play there by Stokes. And now winning the battle at the net, Dana Weston. Weston, a recent Holy Cross substitution. And Coach Katie getting some little used players out there, giving everybody pretty much, aside from Sifferlin, a breather. Sifferlin is serving. Simpson for Smith, now Riley, the lefty attack. Sifferlin from the back line, goodness gracious, Simpson, what a great play right there. Stokes, the two-hand touch, McAndrews, great play. Now Riley blocked at the net by Swearingen. Net violation, but Swearingen was right there. Still an 8-point Colgate bulge, though. Sifferlin staying with a serve. Seeley forced to two-hand it into the air. Line attack by Riley, dug by Pop. Swearingen. McAndrews. Now it's Seeley. Big swing. Smith for Shoupright Canup. Dig by Sifferlin. Now it's Swearingen over the top of the block. Smith, good jump pass. Now Shoupright Canup. Just in bounds. Colgate's 1 point away from sending this to a fifth set. And the Colgate parents and grandparents are now standing. Everybody rising here at Cotterill Court. Students standing as well. Set point Colgate. Whistle, net violation on Holy Cross. This one's going to a fifth set. The Raiders with a dominant 25-15 win in set number 4. Holy Cross 2-4 in 5 setters. Colgate 4-1. For Colgate, the 6 to start. Kenzie Hume, Brooke Shoupright Canup, Madison McAndrews, Alana Simpson, and Jackie Macy, along with Katie Stebbins. For Holy Cross, it's going to be Dana Weston, Natalie Welch, Hannah Grace Stokes, Emily Pop, Julia Gould, and Mandy Sifferlin. That is with the liberos in, and we are ready. Holy Cross won the first 2. Colgate has won the last 2. It's winner take all time here in Hamilton on the Patriot League Network. Watching live free video powered by Campus Insiders. Colgate will serve Jackie Macy. Taken by Sifferlin. Now Sifferlin on the setup. Power tip dug by Macy. Stebbins over the top of the block. Colgate draws first blood at 1-0. The first 4 sets, Colgate came out, a lot of smiles, a lot of happy players. Coming out for the 5th set, a look of determination on the faces of the Raiders. Welch on the attack for Holy Cross. We're all square 1-1. Mary Kate Short into the front line for Holy Cross. And serving the libero, Emily Pop. McAndrews takes it now. Macy, jump pass. Stebbins. Right into the chest of Pop, but it's dug though. Macy for Shoupright Canup, dug by Gould. Stokes. Now Welch, the two-hand touch over. Shoupright Canup blocked at the net by Welch, but the ball out of bounds and a point to Colgate. 2-1 Colgate. Remember the last time the two teams played, it went to 5 out in Worcester. Holy Cross won the 5th set there, 15-10. In that match, same thing. Holy Cross won the first 2, lost the second 2. Mary Kate Short, dug by Jackie Macy. McAndrews. Now for Stebbins and a point for Colgate. Shoupright Canup, Stebbins, and Fauntleroy, all 12 kills. Colgate 3-1 leaders. And serving is Shoupright Canup. Struggled early, but has come on late for the gate. Now Mary Kate Short, the big slide attack. Pop, forearm pass. Sifferlin, point Holy Cross, 18th kill for the sophomore. Substitutions continue for Holy Cross. Again, rotating in a lot of players now as we go down the stretch. This point of the season, I mentioned fitness earlier, but that really should not be an issue with only 4 matches left. And a service ace for Holy Cross, MC Magner. Just the 5th ace of the match for the Crusaders. Colgate sets up the defensive alignment. We're all square 3 here in the 5th set. Need to win by 2. Magner over. McAndrews for Macy. And long on the hit, Fauntleroy. Was there a touch? Yes, there was. Aaron Cady and Corinne Archibald don't think so. Holy Cross players on the floor not arguing. So Colgate's lead is 4-3. Hume to serve with that aqua headband. Pop. Now Stokes, soft touch by Short, gets over. Colgate a little discombobulated, and that's going to hurt, and it ends up at a point for Holy Cross. Oliver rotates back in for Holy Cross. Gould to the bench. Oliver, Short, and Stokes the 3 up front for the Crusaders. Sifferlin serving. 4-4. And a rare service error by Mandy Sifferlin. Both teams hitting well in the 4th set. Colgate 429, or excuse me, in the 5th set. Holy Cross hitting 286. Smith to serve. Stokes to skyhook outside of the line, and a point to Colgate. 2-point edge for the Raiders here. Still a long ways to go, though. Molly Smith again serving. Tipped over the net by Short. Doug, good play by Kate Riley. Now it's Fauntleroy. Another kill for Katie Fauntleroy. 14th of the match for the junior outside hitter. She has really stepped up here today for Colgate. And serving still is Molly Smith for the Gate. It's a 3-point lead. Short slide attack, just barely through the block of Diane Seeley and Katie Fauntleroy. Big point for Holy Cross there. And Mary Kate Short will serve for the Crusaders, the senior. And it sails just long. And we get to one team at 8, so we'll switch ends. You notice the fans don't switch when the teams switch ends. They basically stay where they are. But both teams, benches, water bottles, you name it, going from one end of the floor to the other. Ryan Baker, the Colgate coach, not showing a lot of emotion on the sidelines here. His team leading 8-5. Well, at times today it's not been pretty, but Colgate in position here. 8-5 leaders in the 3rd set, 7 points away. And serving is Alana Simpson. Big spot here for the freshman, with Colgate leading by 3 in the 5th set. Again, Ryan Baker will never shy away from putting youngsters in there. And a whistle and a second. Ball comes out of the court. So that'll draw play to a halt, and we'll get a reserve. Good job by the officials to see that, not to let the play keep going. Taken by Pop. Stokes stepped over the line down the set at a point to Colgate. Stokes, when she set her feet, her back heel was on that middle stripe, and that blew the whistle from the chair umpire, and a timeout for the Crusaders. Out of the timeout, it's Seeley, O'Reilly, Shoupright, Canup, Smith, McAndrews, and Simpson for the Gate. Stokes, Weston, Oliver, Sifferlin, Pop, and Magner for the Crusaders. Simpson serving out of the timeout. Sifferlin receives it. Stokes backline attack. Sifferlin dug by Shoupright, Canup. Now that Seeley lost the battle with Weston, and a point for Holy Cross. Remember, Colgate playing today without their top hitter, Kathleen Harris, standing over on the sideline to their teammates' giant boot on her left foot. That injury suffered last night against Army. Riley, big hit and a kill for Colgate. 7th kill of the match for Kate Riley. And a big one for Colgate. The Raiders into double figures, now 5 points away. 10-6 the lead for the Homesiders. McAndrews to serve. Whistle and a violation on Holy Cross. It's now a 5-point Colgate bulge. The Raiders riding a wave of momentum here. Welch going to try to stop the momentum, blocked by Hume. Two-hand touch over by Stokes. Hume stuffs that one. Now Oliver over the top of Hume, but dug by Smith. McAndrews for Riley, hit over, dug by Pop just barely with the right hand. Oliver. Now Smith, cross-court pass, shoot right Canup, blocked at the net by Welch. Big point for Holy Cross, but the Crusaders need to win a few more. Oliver went back to serve, and she's going to come out, though, for a substitution, and Julia Gould in to take it. Low line drive from Gould. Hume on the slide attack off the top of the block. Scores for Colgate. 12-7 for the Raiders. And who'd have thunk it, the way this team started out today, that being the one in maroon, that we'd be here at this point. 12-7, Colgate in set number 5. And Aaron Cady calls timeout. Hume, Stebbins, Shupright, Canup, the front court out of the timeout for Colgate. McAndrews, Macy, and Simpson, the backcourt, with Macy set to serve. Holy Cross has Weston, Sifferlin, Welch up front. Actually, Sifferlin's going to be on the back line. Stokes up in the front court. Then Pop and Gould for the Crusaders. Colgate 3 points away from its 14th win of the season. Stokes nearly stepped over the line on the set. Macy for Stebbins, kept alive by Weston. Now the overball sent by Stokes, but it goes out of bounds. Colgate 2 points away here. The Raiders a point away from match point, also on the serve of Jackie Macy. Pop. Now Sifferlin off the top of the block of Hume. McAndrews for Stebbins, dug by Welch. Now Pop with a forearm pass, sent over by Stokes. Macy for Hume, and she scores for Colgate. Kinsey Hume with a Raider rocket. Match point for Colgate. 14-7 the score. Fans standing here at Cotterill Court. Stokes for Welch. Now McAndrews. Macy. Fauntleroy. Kept alive by Holy Cross. Stokes 50-50 ball over. Now Macy for Stebbins. Dug back line by Gould. Shupright Canup, dug by Gould again. Net joust. Hume with a slam dunk ends it. Colgate comes back to win it over Holy Cross 3-2. What a comeback for the Colgate University Raiders. Colgate a slow start but a hot finish. The Raiders win the last 3 sets, 26-24, 25-15, and 15-7.